telling me, you know who he is? I said, Dad, I don't know. I said, Dad, you been around.
How you not know who Glenn Johnson is?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Respect. Come on, man. True School Sports. Say,
Thank you.
Do me a favor. Say, True School Sports.
True School Sports.
Number one
Check
content.
it out. Number one content.
Thank
Always
you.
check it out. That's
Thank
the
you,
boss.
There you go. People in the comments want me to ask you, what do you think Kovalev? What do you think Sergey Kovalev should do next with his career now that he lost to Canelo and whatnot?
Take a decent break. Keep working out. Like without taking trauma to the head. Honestly, just keep working. Odie, sorry, man.
It's all good.
Out. Keep his stamina up. He needs to give his fucking brain a rest, though, man. He took a lot of punishment. Not that I think he's like chinny yet, but it could get there. You know, you need a break after a few. I mean, he basically got knocked out twice in a row because he was concussed in that yard fight. It is what it is, and Canelo knocked him out. Just take a break, keep working on the stamina, work on the technique. Just lay off the fucking booze. That's the number one thing you got to do. I don't think he will. I mean, he hasn't been right. I'll say it again. He just hasn't been right since the Ward fights. I don't think he'll ever get back to what he was, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
He's always be and McGirt isn't the guy for him. That's not the guy for him. It isn't.
No?
I don't think so, man. That pitter-pat style just isn't him. He's a power puncher. He needs to have a very sturdy jab. All his punches need to really be like 70%, you know? The early Kovalev, when he came in trying to fight like an Arturo Gatti type style, the second half of his career when he was with McGirt, I mean, it got him iced, honestly, and it got him hurt in the yard fight too. It helps him go 12. He can go 12 fighting like that, but the guys can then take chances with him. Chances that they were normally scared to take before that. You know, and they were always worried that hammer would get dropped on them. It kept them from taking those risks. But when he's just throwing out the little pitters, they're going to start lunging in with the bigger shots because they're not really fearing what's coming back. You know, and that's part of his success.
It might even work out better for them too, because now that he's got knocked out a couple times and he's more vulnerable, like he's older, he's taking some punishment. Those chances can actually they have a higher percentage of paying off.
Absolutely. Yeah. And even it hurts him also, his mentality of he's going to be scared to take these shots. You know, he'll still fight. That's just who he is. He'll still let the hands go. But anyone, you're still going to be worried about, getting knocked out again. And once he gets hurt in a fight with a shot up top that hurts him, his hands are going to stay home a lot more from that point on. And yeah, man, he has to scare people. He has to keep them on edge. That's when he can push his pace and push them with his jab and then do what he likes to do, is batter you, but he needs the power. He needs the fear of the power.
Those birds are going crazy back there, man.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one's annoying as hell.
They're having a party back there. They're like cold on the plane.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, we'll do this.
What were you saying about Kovalev?
Yeah. Him and John David were a good pair when they were working well together. Sucks that shit went sideways. John, I'll be honest, John can blame Kovalev for being kind of a dick, I guess you could say, to him at least, or to other people maybe as well. It doesn't really matter if he is. A lot of fighters are dicks, especially during training camp. They're fucking agitated at all times. I mean, you have to be a trainer, you got to learn to deal with that shit. You can't hold a grudge against your fighter because he's, pissed off that he has to get up and run every morning and shit. It's just the way it is.
Yeah,
Guys
half of what makes a great trainer is being able to manage his personalities.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He's always going to run into guys who are going to be snippy. It's just the way it is, especially cutting weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just is what it is, man. I don't know why. Like, I'll be honest, it's never come out, but I think a lot of people would even agree that dude was trying to get Kovalev beat. You know,
Who?
John David Jackson. Like, he was saying how he was happy when he lost. Like, that's your fighter. That rubs off on you too, dude. Like, I thought he was a great trainer before that. The way he would talk, he was intelligent. When his ring IQ was definitely up there with where it should be. But to even, dude, if you're even remotely sick of a fighter to where you're hoping your own fighter loses, it's time to fucking stop training that guy. Like, you don't stay in that camp and keep being like, yeah, that's just fucking weird. That's weird. I don't know. When I heard him talk about how he smiled and was happy that he got beat by Ward that second time, it's like, what? What you do? Even if you felt that way, you should never say that shit. Because
then there was all the rumors of him leaking information towards camp, which we can't confirm, but
yeah, exactly. You can't confirm it, but do you really doubt it? You know, I don't.
Do you think the Canelo fight was fixed?
What's that?
Do you think the Canelo Kovalev fight was fixed?
No, not at all.
No.
I thought that's what was going to happen. Not at all. I mean, yeah, if he wasn't gonna deliver power to keep Canelo like off of him, I mean, Canelo's fast. You know, when you're throwing pitter pat shots, they're lazy too. They're slow because you're not snapping them bitches. You're kind of just pushing them out there, and Canelo's fast. You know, he's gonna fly right over the top of those punches, and that's what he did.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, Canelo was just fighting out of the high guard, leaning forward. He should have just let it all hang out and started clubbing on him, honestly. But I get it. He knew his stamina couldn't carry him far that way. He wouldn't have lasted probably past 6-7 rounds tops fighting like that in that fight from that camp. Yeah, but it's only hope, really. You can't say Canelo is a power puncher. Like he is. And like that's what Kovalev was too. So you're expecting like these guys to bang it out. But Kovalev was rarely putting anything on those shots.
Yeah, he turned into Paul Malignaggi that fight. Like he was just having the whole fight.
When you have a guy in a high guard leaning forward, you're so much longer than him. One of Kovalev's biggest strengths was his length in the ring. He could reach you from a good-ass distance. And, I mean, he just didn't use it. He was also himself fighting hunched over, and his elbows were bent on all his punches instead of really getting that good extension. It was just bad. It was a bad game plan. Bad game plan. I mean, he could come back. I mean, he'll get fucked up by Better BF, I'll tell you that. But
well, before the quarantine, he was scheduled to fight Sullivan Barrera. Before the coronavirus came, he was scheduled to fight Barrera. They were going to fight, I think it was a catch weight of like 177 or some crazy catch weight.
He probably would have lost. Honestly, he's not in shape physically or mentally right now. At least the last couple times he boxed, because he went to 12 with Yard, that's not Kovalev being in fighting shape. That was Kovalev just being able to last 12 in a style that isn't his. Fighting in a style that puts out very little energy, which isn't what took him to success. Like, it's the old saying of dance with the one who brought you there. I mean, it's cliche, but it's true. And especially in his case, I don't know. It just ain't going to work for him.
Yeah. And he's got a lot going on outside the ring with the whole, that thing that happened on the plane with that lady.
Yeah, I've heard conflicting reports about that. I thought it was settled, and then I hear it's not settled. So I don't know what's going on with that.